Hello, my name is Trenton Chappell of Trenton Chappell Live, and this is a little bit different kind of episode as what we're used to. I'm joined here today by mayoral candidate Jim Ross. He's running for mayor of Arlington, Texas, and he agreed to do an interview with us to see how things are going in the campaign, what his plans are for the future, and whatever goes on in this interview.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So how is your day going so far today? It's a lovely Saturday morning.
It's good. It's nice and gloomy outside.
Oh, yeah.
Got my coffee here, sitting down with good friends and having a chat.
Oh yeah. So in this campaign, did you originally think I want to run for mayor of Arlington, or was it just like somebody needs to come in and fix this city, or I was about to say country, but but
no, I never ever thought about getting into politics. It all sort of started as a joke at a campaign fundraiser for one of our city council members, and I was at Jay Gilligan's, standing next to an attorney friend of mine, and term limits had just been passed here in Arlington. And I just commented, I said, what in the world are we going to do when Jeff's term is up, Jeff Williams, and he's got to go? And I said, who's going to be mayor? And he just sort of looked at me and said, well, you're going to be mayor. And I was like, oh, no, I'm not. It's not exactly what I said, but I won't say it on your podcast. And then one thing led to another, and that joke sort of turned into a rumor, which turned into people asking me if I was considering it, to me saying no, to me actually considering it, and then people started to get behind me on it. And I was concerned about what direction Arlington was going to take when Mayor Williams' term is up, and I thought we needed to do something to make sure we keep the momentum going, because under his leadership, I think we've gotten some really good momentum.
Yeah. I'll tell you a funny story, because my buddy Grant, who's actually helping me today, can vouch for me. I also, a while ago, told a joke that I was going to run for mayor, because in Texas, mayor could be 18. I said, oh, I'll run for mayor.
Yeah.
As a joke.
Well, as a joke.
As a
Have
joke.
you ever thought about getting into politics?
I personally have. I was sitting here going, you know what, I'll run for mayor, and then everybody's like, nah, you're too young. Wait till you're a little older. It's like, okay. And I go, how about city councilman? That'd be fun.
Well, Trent, let me tell you something. This is something I've learned in my 60 years of life. It's never too early to start. And I personally think we don't give enough young people like yourself an opportunity to really get involved, because y'all have some great ideas. And when I'm going around meeting people on the campaign, I am stunned to hear the ideas coming out of people helping us on the campaign, people we're meeting who are coming from 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old men and women. And it blows my mind. So don't let your age deter you. You have a good head on your shoulder and a passion in your heart. Get after it.
That's good. That's good.
But you were going to interview me, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we can switch it if you
we
want
can
to.
both interview each other in
All
this
right.
show. That's what's fun about it. So, if you do win, what is your plan first day to first 100 days?
Now that's like a presidential question.
It is.
Like
What's your
I'm
plans
gonna
for Arlington?
issue all of these executive or Arlington orders.
Yes.
And, within 100 days, we're going to fix every street in this town and feed every poor person, and we're going to. No. Here's the bottom line. I think there are three main things that everybody wants in a leader in a community like this. Okay. The first thing they want is integrity, honesty, loyal leadership in a town where people can trust the ones that are steering the ship. We need jobs. We're coming out of a pandemic, or trying to come out of a pandemic we have suffered huge economic losses, and we need real jobs. Real jobs meaning good paying jobs that people can live on and support families on and want to come here and work. And we need to keep our neighborhoods really safe. Our communities need to be comfortable with being able to walk around at night, taking the family out, going restaurant to restaurant or shop to shop. Those are the three priorities, I think, that we expect every one of our leaders to have.
So we are trying to come out of this pandemic of the coronavirus. My main question I really wanted to ask you is, what is your plan for small businesses in Arlington to deal with the coronavirus? Because a lot of them have been closing down or laying off a bunch of people. So what is your plan for that?
I empathize with that because I'm a small business owner. I have a restaurant, I have a law firm, I have other entities that I'm involved in. And we've suffered tremendous loss. My restaurant shut down mid-March last year. We stayed closed for a long time. It's difficult for these entities to survive when we're having to shut down or partially open and all of the restrictions, because not only are the restrictions on the businesses tough for those businesses, but the perception amongst the public is we've got to stay away from each other.
Yeah.
You know, those of us who used to greet our friends with hugs instead of fist bumps, we don't do that anymore. And that's hard. It's changed a lot of people's life. And we've got to get to a point where we have this pandemic under control, because it's real. But we also have to keep everything flowing. So we haven't waited to take office to start doing things to help. We created, and I wish I could take the credit for it, but I can't. Paige, who works with me, she came up with an idea to create a YouTube channel, podcast, social media platform of some sort, where it's called the Arlington Experience with Jim Ross. And what we do is we go around and we profile small businesses, from mom and pop restaurants to dry cleaners to pet grooming stores to art galleries, you name it. We profile them to try to bring some exposure in the community to those entities. And now it's starting to get traction and catch on, and hundreds and hundreds of views on that. That's something that even after I take office, we're going to continue to do. It's not anything that takes a lot of time or difficulty, but we have to do that. For the businesses, I'm going to have some things available to me that no other mayor would have, and that's the Economic Development Corporation. It's going to start getting funded in June. And that's going to bring about $17.5 million to the city to help small businesses. I want to do stuff that puts our businesses on track to get here, to let people know that Arlington is in business for doing business. In other words, we're open, come on. But I also want to put programs in place that once we get our businesses here, once we get them here, that we help them, we assist them, we educate them on how to stay open. It's not good enough just to get businesses here and have them close in 2 or 3 years, but we have to make them a part of our community, so that we have the Candlelight Inn, or we have the Al's Hamburgers, or somebody that has been here for decades and decades and decades, and they know the importance of the community and the relationships in the community. And I think we can do a lot of things to help nurture that involvement.
Because I personally like a leader. One thing I like about you is that your Arlington Experience with Jim Ross, you're out with people. I mean, I follow you on Facebook. You're out with people. You're not hiding away and just like, we're going to do this, and just saying, sharing that. You're out with people, taking ideas, and I respect that from a leader. I like when I could see the person running my city and look them in the face and say, you know, I would like this to happen, and you listen to me and go, okay, yeah, cool, and then move on.
Yeah.
I really like that as a leader, and that's why I really respect you, because, you know, I've watched your videos on all this and seeing all these people that you've talked to. You're even talking to me, and it's amazing how you're doing that.
Thank you. I don't play anything. It's just me.
Yeah.
It's just me. I mean, I grew up very blue collar, inner city Detroit. I was a Marine and cop. I struggled paycheck to paycheck. I didn't get my undergrad degree till I was 35 years old. I'm one of those people that do what we tell others to do. Go to TCC, go to UTA, go to, wherever you're going to go. I ended up getting my undergrad at 35, didn't go to law school till I was 36. So my businesses are successful not because I'm the best lawyer or the best restaurateur or anything like that. My businesses are successful because I understand the importance of relationships. Relationships with everybody, not just the powerful, not just the wealthy, but everybody, because everybody has great ideas, and you have to be inclusive of everybody regardless of ethnicity, gender, age. It doesn't matter. It is a melting pot of ideas, I guess.
And that's why I'm liking you so far, is because so far every leader that I've seen, the best example I can give is Donald Trump. Didn't come from a blue collar. He became very, very rich and successful right away. And when I was joking about running for mayor, my campaign was, I'm one of you. I'm with you. I'm middle class kind of guy working every day to just be there.
Sure.
Because I like a leader that knows what I'm going through. One of my things is with a president or a governor or senator or anything is, I know what you're going through. And I go, no, you don't. You grew up rich with your family.
Yeah.
You don't know what we go through every day. And that's what I like, is Detroit cop, you saw everything.
Yeah.
And I really like that, because you know what we're going through.
Right.
So Arlington, Texas
Uh-huh.
is a fairly entertainment town, a tourist town. We have Six Flags, Rangers, Cowboys, Stars, everything's right here. Between Dallas, Fort Worth, and Arlington, we're the only city without public transportation.
Mhm.
Is that a part of your plan to introduce that, make it easier for people to travel in this city, because it's a fairly large city?
Yeah. We do have public transportation.
Oh.
But we have been real innovative with how we do it. VIA is a program that Mayor Williams put in place. And Arlington is actually an award-winning city for their innovative transportation ideas. Here's the thing. People think, well, you're a big city. You're a 46th largest city in the country. You should have buses that come in here and deliver people in and out of Arlington. We voted down buses several times in this city. One of the main reasons this community has voted them down is it's not cost effective. Whether we use a bus group from the east or from the west, it costs us a lot of money. Light rail coming through town is extraordinarily expensive. And people say, well, we should get the trains in here, but that's not the best approach either. We have a number of things underway and continue to look at innovative, smart transportation options. Maybe an above ground rail system where it's nowhere near as cost effective and you're not interfering with the roadways or something like that can get people in and out of here. But bringing buses into this community isn't the answer. We need to stay away from those. VIA just opened up for the entire city, and VIA is a great innovative transportation alternative for people, similar to Uber or Lyft or something like that, but it's much more cost effective. Does it provide all of the answers? No. But we have a lot of other things coming in that will help move people in and out of this entertainment district.
And another thing we should also focus on is, I didn't even know about VIA. We should actually, in my opinion, promote that more. Hey, we have this.
Right.
Because I didn't know that. Did you know that, Grant? Yeah. And we fairly come downtown Arlington City area to do stuff. We didn't know that.
It comes with branding. There's a huge difference between marketing your city and branding it.
Yeah.
And we get the brand of we're difficult to do business with for small businesses, and we don't have the big mass transportation. Now, whether or not the brand is based in fact or fiction, it doesn't matter, because that's how people perceive you. So you have to change that image. You have to change the brand that you've created for the city, purposely or not, and let people know that, hey, listen, there's more to us than not having buses. We have the ability to move people around this town. We're coming up with innovative ideas. You know, Mayor Williams has been all over the country and out of this country speaking about the innovative transportation ideas that have generated things here in Arlington. I'm proud of that, and I think that that has helped set us on the map and put us on the right path to having the perfect transportation alternatives here.
Real quick, we're going to take a quick break for our sponsors. We are actually sponsoring this episode.
Outstanding.
Our sponsors today are Anchor.fm and Poddex. Mayoral candidate. Hey, look, I like the sound of that. Mayor Jim Ross. Mayoral candidate Jim Ross when we return. Thank you. Have you ever wanted to start your own podcast but find it very difficult to get yourself on different platforms? Well, guess what? I have an answer for you, and it's called Anchor.fm. Anchor.fm is a free platform that allows you to broadcast your voice to all over the world. Simple as that. I've been using Anchor for a couple years now, and I am absolutely loving it. I quickly signed up, and it was actually very easy to sign up. It took like maybe 5 minutes. And right then and there, I made my first episode, Trenton Chappell Live, and aired it. And there it reached from the United States to Spain to Mexico to Canada. Quickly like that. It's super easy to start up. Just go to Anchor.fm and just sign up today. It's super easy. I don't know why people are making podcasts now. And I mean, like, it's the most growing activity that people can do right now. And they are using these expensive sites to host their podcast, when all you can do is use Anchor.fm for free. Again, I will say this again, for free. I mean, why aren't people taking more advantage of this? I absolutely love Anchor. It's 100% free. I mean, come on. Who doesn't like free stuff here and there? So again, go to Anchor.fm and start your podcast today. I mean, come on. What better sponsorship is that? Again, Anchor.fm to start your podcast for free. All right, thank you. Have you been having trouble coming up with topics or questions to ask your guests for your podcast? Well, guess what? I have the answer for you right here. It's called Poddex. I've been using Poddex here and there for a couple of months now, and I'm absolutely loving it. I quickly went online, bought a pack, and quickly like that, they gave me 2 sets. I think this one's the episode deck, so it has like episode topics, and this one's the interview deck for like questions and stuff. In fact, on the episode with Doug Malai, we used these and answered some questions back and forth. Even some questions for Zoltan Ishvan's episode were used. If you guys want to use these, just go to www.poddex.com, and when you purchase your first deck or decks, use the promo code TCLIVE to get 10% off your first purchase. Again, that's TCLIVE to use at the promo code spot, TCLIVE, to get 10% off your first purchase. Guys, it's free money. You're getting money back for this. Start your podcast now. It's literally the easiest thing to do. You have a platform and you have cards to have your episode made. Again, go to poddex.com, use the promo code TCLIVE, or use the promo code or the promo link down in the description of the video to use. That's for you. Immediately adds the promo code to your cart. Easy as that. Again, if you guys want to use the promo code TCLIVE to get 10% off your Poddex. All right, back to the episode. And we are back with mayoral candidate Jim Ross. So one question that I've been told to ask you, in fact, my dad asked me to ask you this is, what if you were given a $1 million grant to fix one thing in the city, and that you can fix it, no voting, no nothing, what would it be?
If I was given a $1 million grant in today's time, probably the first thing would be to help the businesses that have been impacted so bad with the coronavirus.
Another question than that. I I personally wanted to ask you. I'm a huge stickler of the education system. I've been promoting it because these higher ups don't know public schools. These went to Ivy League schools. And what I liked about you also is that you said, I'm a guy for TCC, UTA. You never hear that from politicians.
Right.
They're usually Harvard, Yale, high, expensive schools. And I want to know how you plan on working with the superintendent for AISD to make schools safer for students and all around helpful for students. Because during this Corona time, I saw that motivation has gone down because everything's going online. In fact, I've gone through it with my college classes. I can't do online. So what's your plan for that?
So when you try to create a new brand or improve the brand of a community or a city like this, one of the big pieces to the puzzle is education. Because if you're a young husband with young children and you're thinking, I'm coming to Arlington to go to work or something like that, you're going to look at our school district, you're going to look at our communities, you're going to look at the crime statistics, you're going to look at those things to decide what city your family is going to move to and what schools you're going to put your kids into. And the answer isn't short and sweet and simple. We can't just say, well, AISD, they're the ones responsible for the education. Our kids are the responsibility of every single person in this city. And the kids are the responsibility of AISD, but they're also the responsibility of local government, of nonprofit organizations, of local businesses, because that's our future. There has to be a good collaboration of entities that advance job creation, that advance education, and that gives us that star image when it comes to we're the best place to raise your children and put your kids in school. We have some great things that are going on here when it comes to education. There's over 100,000 kids and young adults in class every single day in this community in Arlington. If you look at AISD, all the other school districts that pull from Arlington kids here, our private schools, TCC and UTA, we have over 100,000 students going to school, being educated here every single day. And we have to polish that to make it shine the way it should. Let people know that our schools are safe, that the education is going well, and there has to be better communication between the school district, our higher education facilities, and the city government. Because it's not I'm going to do my thing, you do yours, and you do yours. We have to pull that together. So if I get elected, one of the things I'm going to want to do is to create that coalition to help pull it all together, so that everybody knows that we're in this together. We're going to be stronger together than we are individually. And I think we'll see a big difference in things.
Another thing I wanted to ask you is that you were a former law enforcement.
Yeah.
And
you can say cop if it makes
you're
you.
a former cop. And especially in 2020, we had a humongous uproar with police. And my is to hope that Arlington never becomes one of those cities where police and all that happens, And so what is your plan to work with the newly elected sheriff to make sure law enforcement is on their best behavior, to make sure the cities are safer? What's your idea with that?
Okay, so I'm pro-police. I'm a former cop. I'm on the board of directors for the Arlington Police Foundation. I was the chairman of the board for a number of years with the Police Foundation. I'm the first candidate to ever run for anything in Arlington who has gotten the endorsement of all 4 police associations here in Arlington. And Sheriff Bill Wayburn, our Tarrant County Sheriff, has also endorsed me. We've been friends for decades and decades. We will never, ever, ever do anything close to defunding the police in this city, not if I'm mayor. We have to protect those who protect us. Now, I'm biased. I believe that the Arlington Police Department is one of the finest police departments in the world. Our recruiting requirements are very strict. They go through a tremendous police academy that, by the way, I started our own free police academy here as well. But the police academy has grown, and it's one of the best around in the country. Our training on issues such as the social problems that you're talking about with diversity and inclusion and ethnicity, mental health, is amazing. There's well over 30 different programs that police officers in Arlington go through every single year to learn how to deal with all of the differences that are around there. That all being said, if you're not convinced that there is a certain culture in law enforcement that could be suppressive or discriminatory in some way, shape, or form towards ethnic minorities, you're not paying attention.
So not only you're running for mayor, but we're also having another city council election as well. Who do you want on your team that is running with you when if you become mayor? If there's any choices out there.
We have 2 city council persons running for re-election that I am behind and I support, Mr. Andrew Peel and Dr. Barbara Odom Wesley. I think they both have served this city extraordinarily well, and I'd love to see them get re-elected. And I support a lady named Nikki Hunter. I think she's extraordinarily bright and very, very passionate about that southeast part of town. And Dr. Ignacio Nunez is not going to be running for re-election in District 5. And I support Miss Rebecca Boxell, very, very smart lady who's been on planning and zoning for a while. And I think she'll be an incredible addition to the city council.
Jim, I want to thank you for being on my show and all of this. If you want to find him, you can go to which website?
JimRossForMayor.com.
And then, of course, check out the Arlington Experience with Jim Ross. I want to thank you personally for being on my show. It was an honor.
Thank you.
And
I appreciate it.
I wish you very good luck on your campaign, the election, and fingers crossed.
There you go. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.